In the days of Krakow's splendor, when it flourished as the powerful royal capital, Krzysztof,
or perhaps Krzysztofor,
took up residence in a beautiful mansion by a corner of its main market square. He was rumored to be an alchemist dabbling in magic.
if not the devil himself.
Later, it was said the man came from the north, from St. Florian's Gate. By night, he multiplied his gold, and by day he slept. So it was hard to say whether he was a good man or,
As some insisted,
the devil, for he rarely brushed shoulders with ordinary folk. One day, however,
quite unexpectedly,
he proposed to a beautiful young burgher's daughter, and her parents
although not without hesitation,
agreed. The whole city marveled at the grandeur of his wedding at St. Mary's Church on the other side of the square. A handful of servants remained in Krzysztofory.
the name the alchemist's mansion came to be known by.
They were putting the finishing touches to the wedding feast. One was a kitchen maid whose job was to make sure that everyone enjoyed the wedding broth.
And this was not the broth your grandmother would make. Oh no.
It simmered in the largest cauldron, for a gross of guests were invited,
A gross is an old measure, meaning 144.
and each expected a decent bowl. The girl had to stand on a little stool to stir the soup with a huge ladle.
Lest it scorched.
She had just added to the cauldron the meat of a dozen roosters that the kitchen boy had slaughtered the previous night. Once the last wing vanished into the steaming bouillon, she gasped as, in the corner of a kitchen, she saw a living rooster.
Moreover, it was clearly intent on peering at the activity outside.
She grabbed it with an expert hand and was just about to wring its neck, but the bird gave her such a sorrowful look that she let it go. Off it ran into the darkness of the cellars as fast as its little legs could carry it. Curiouser and curiouser, the girl followed. Soon she realized that the mansion's vault are a true labyrinth, far more spacious than the building above. This is how the ingenious alchemist concealed the place where he turned base metals into gold. The unfortunate girl lost her way. Suddenly, something flashed before her.
A glowing, smoking fire that gave no heat burst forth.
In its glare, amid the dark, sooty smoke, the very rooster whose life she'd just saved stood before her.
But now it was far bigger than her.
The girl was terrified as the fire in its eyes
The horns that had sprouted either side of its coxcomb,
and the unmistakable stench of sulfur made her realize she was facing the devil himself. You spared my life when, driven by curiosity, I wanted to glimpse my master's wedding. That curiosity was my undoing. Now, if you rein in yours while leaving this dungeon, and do not look back even once, you will be able to take as much gold from here as you can carry. This is the reward I've devised for you. The devil told the girl to lift up her apron and then slowly filled it with heavy gold coins that flew magically from under his wing. This red flare will guide you to the exit, but remember, don't look back. He tore the coxcomb from his brow. Heated to redness, it now floated slowly along the corridor. The girl
still frightened yet delighted by the precious gold.
followed. Having negotiated the countless corners and stairs, she saw before her the door she knew so well. As she was about to step over its threshold, she glanced back. So much did she want to see the devil again and to find out if he had followed her as a rooster.
Obviously without the cone.
Bang! At that very instant, the heavy wooden doors thundered shut, crushing her heel. Here the paths of the legend diverge.
In one, the treasure in her apron turned into rooster droppings.
Yet in another, the gold remained as gold, as the devil's power did not reach beyond that door. Yet another ending mentioned that, to lift the curse, the girl had to pay a tithe.
That is, every 10th coin.
Towards the building of a chapel in St. Mary's Church. And what about the remaining gold? Many a daredevil has tried to find it.
Some are even rumored to have returned, but strangely changed.
There are also those who claim that the rooster still strides the cellars of Krzysztofory, paints abstract pictures, and plays good jazz.